Hey, I'm Rodney. Thanks for clicking on my video. Well, you missed a doozy. I wonder if there's a shirt in here I can put on. You missed a freaking doozy this morning. I got out of bed with fire in my eyes. I mean, I looked in the mirror and it was like raging brush fire inside my eyes. You know that's not true, Rodney. You don't get out of bed and look at yourself. I hardly ever look at myself. I see myself on video, but I don't want to get the chicks all excited by having, you can't say that. You can't call girls chicks. You can't call women girls. You can't do anything. Oh, whatever. What freaking ever. But you can call Bruce Jenner Miss. I wonder if Bruce Jenner would be called Miss. I mean, he doesn't have children, so maybe it's... I wonder if Miss... What is Miss? You used to have a definition. I don't know what it means anymore. Don't even use the word Miss. I used to call one of these young women that used to work for me, I call her Missy. Because it kind of pissed her off. I didn't fucking care. She was fun. She had a good sense of humor, actually. I don't piss people off intentionally. I piss them off accidentally. Or inadvertently. I don't know. What is that? A freaking message on my machine? What does that mean? Flipshare has encountered an error. See, that's the kind of shit. If the problem persists, contact customer support. That's the kind of shit that drives me nuts. Why can't they have just something that fucking works? No, you gotta call customer support. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows but me. Excuse me. Pardon me. I usually turn the camera. Excuse me. I do that because I think it's gross. I don't like to do that. It's not my way. I'm not a gross person. I might be an asshole at times, but I'm not gross. Oh boy. I was thinking about, I've got a book over there for my camera. Not my flip, I'm not dealing with that right now. I dealt with that yesterday all day. I've got this other camera I've had for a long time. It's a beautiful camera. It's the best camera I've ever had. So I did all the photographs on Nazi clowns and Hello Rodney with that camera. So, 2,500 and almost 2,600 videos I've done. Add that up. Figure out how long it takes to make a video, upload it, answer email, answer comments and all that stuff. And that's how much time that I've wasted on YouTube. Now it's not a waste actually, because I actually really like making videos. I enjoy it. It's like a hobby. I'm like a golfer. Without having anybody to bitch at me to say, "Oh, you're spending all your time golfing." But and that all that hassles I went through to be a partner and all that. don't know what I was thinking doing that. That's not doing me any good. Might be doing my videos bad. I don't know. I'm kind of tired right now. I just got through coming back from a walk. I haven't eaten anything. I've had a bucket of coffee already. I went for my walk. Early in the morning. I would suggest people go out and do some walking. And get that off my video. Hella Rodney, the walking channel. Do some walking. 3 words. That's my entire message on walking. Do some walking. Although I noticed that there's something on my little toe underneath. I wonder if I'm getting something there. It seems like it might be my shoes. I don't know. Thank God I'm doing fine. I'm very healthy for my age. I think I am. Sometimes I see guys that... this one guy I saw the other day. Guy invited me to a party on Saturday. Like a deadhead guy. He's like 57 years old. False teeth. Oh man, I mean he used to be a deadhead kind of a guy, one of those hippie guys, you know. He's doing, what he's doing now to make money, he's doing horse therapy. No shit. He has horses on his property. He's got property down by the river, the Rio Grande. So he invited me to a party Saturday, me and Berto. So, it's going to be with bands and everything. I mean, probably a lot of middle-aged to more oldish hippie chicks. Oh, that ought to be a winner right there, boy. I tell you what. There's one of those women like that. I call her Babs. Her name's Barbara. I call her Babs. She doesn't like that. I don't care. I do it just to tweak her a little bit. Make sure she's still alive. I used to go to her parties too, but Berto and I haven't gone down there in quite a while. He does some sort of party around Halloween for some sort of solstice or some shit, you know. But whatever it is, one of those parties. And they're kind of fun. Oh, it was a Halloween Halloween party. That's right. This picture of me and Scott at that party. Her parties were fun. She's a nice person. I like her. I only call her Babs once, just to make sure she still knows that I'm going to tweak her once in a while. She's a good artist. I've got one of her paintings here somewhere. It's up there somewhere. It's basically it's a painting that I got from a buddy of mine, who's a super freaking hippie guy, sweetest fucking guy, man. I mean, it's the people I know. I mean, you know, people. I'm more of a right winger now. I'm actually not a right winger. I'm center to the right, which makes me a right winger to most of these people, because I mean they're so far left and so far still in their I don't know what phase they're in, but see that little stool right there? My buddy gave me that, and it's a beautiful stool. I've been using that all the time, and he gave me that, and he also gave me a painting that Babs did. Probably like a college painting or something like that. She was an art instructor, art teacher in high school. She's retired now. I was thinking that that's the kind of woman that would show up at this party. And I asked him, I said, is there going to be any acid there? He said the kids are doing acid, but it's the real stuff. It's real acid. This guy used to take a lot of acid. I would drop acid again. I would. Tired of fucking pot. I have no desire for pot. That stuff's not good for me. It tweaks my head too much. There's gonna be a lot of people out there that are gonna be in drug rehab because of all this legalized marijuana. Man, the people that are gonna make out the most on that are gonna be the people that sell it. That's obvious. My mother used to say, Rodney, when are you gonna figure out that alcohol is made to be sold, not consumed, not drank, whatever? Took a long time to get the message on that, but I finally got the message. Same shit with pot. The people that make money on pot, that's why they sell it, to make money. And then with this legalized marijuana, the people that are also going to be making money are the people that run the drug rehab centers. There's going to be a lot of people in drug rehab. Oh, it's not marijuana. It's not a drug. It's an herb. Shut up. The pot that they've got out there now isn't like the pot that I smoked when I was a kid. This stuff is hardcore, heavy-duty pot, man. I mean, that stuff will get you way out there. You consume a lot of it, it builds up in your head, your brain, man, it'll tweak your freaking head. Trust me, I know. I have experience in that. So the drug rehab guys are going to have, I'll show you something. This t-shirt here, it's been splattered with a little bit of bleach. What the hell is that? A little bit of bleach, this one right here. That's the t-shirt that I got when I was in drug rehab. That's the name of the place I was in drug rehab. I use it now to clean my glasses. I pour like some alcohol on it and clean my glasses like that, and then use the rest of it to dry my glasses off. I'm telling you. And that place right there, at that time, 1 month was like $10,000 or something. And that was back in '87. I bet you it's $40,000 a month now. It was at a, like kind of a dude ranch kind of a thing in Arizona, where they had, a freaking really nice pool and hot tubs and, places, places to nature walks and where you can get on a horse and ride around and do all that stuff. I didn't get on any freaking horses or anything. They had it available. That's a place where I was in drug rehab. And everybody got together in the morning without the counselors to say, oh, hi, I'm Rodney, I'm an addict, alcoholic, or whatever. It was kind of like a lot of it was based on Alcoholics Anonymous from what I remember. And like the first freaking day I got there, first day you're like quarantined, you're in the medical facility. Make sure that you're not going to die, because people go there and they end up fucking dying, because they try to help them too late. But there's heavy duty stuff. Alcoholism's really hardcore. So the first day you're basically in a hospital bed, kind of like hanging out. If I showed up there, I was stoned. I drove all the way from New Mexico to Arizona, smoking pot the whole freaking way. Blew out the speakers on my van. The van that's out there, that's the van I was driving. Blew out the speakers, listening to David Bowie, Let's Dance, and China Doll and all that. Literally blew out the speakers. Smoking pot the whole freaking way to go to drug rehab. Got to Tucson. Threw out about a half a joint, because I was quitting. I smoked all this shit before I got there. Walked into the place, and there was a woman there. And, she was checking me, and she had a tattoo on her breast right there. Joe Who. And I said, what's that mean, Joe Who? She says, well, my husband's name is Joe, and they always say Joe Who. And they always say Joe Who. And so she put Joe Who on her freaking breast right there. I don't know. But after I got out of the medical thing and I was in my room, and so in this big room, big like a probably for the Dude Ranch thing, it was like a big gathering place, like a like a dance hall kind of a vibe and something like that. And I got there the first day, and there was about 70 people in the facility. First class all the way, chefs and everything. Never ate better in my life there. And they came. Everybody smoking. Hey, I'm Jerry. Everybody's freaking smoking and shit. In a room with 70 people and 60 of them or whatever are fucking blowing smoke, man. I jumped up when it came to my turn. I jumped up. I fucking because there was kind of like a facilitator person there from the group that they reported back to the management or the people that ran the place as to what was going on and stuff. I fucking jumped up and I ranted on those fuckers. You fuckers! I come in here, I can't even breathe, because of you fuckers. I mean, I laid into them big time because I was detoxing off of marijuana. I literally laid into it, and I went on a rant in front of 70 people. About a few days later, everybody had to smoke outside. No more smoking indoors. Fucking worked. Why am I even talking about that? How did I get involved in that conversation? It was funny. It was really funny. And there was this guy, we were like in a men's group, talking about women, right? He was a big fat guy from New York. He was a stockbroker in New York. There was also a Hall of Fame football player in that facility at that time. But this guy was a fat banker from New York. Not a banker, a stockbroker. So it came to me, came around to me. Talking about women, I said, I'm just waiting for somebody to come up with a sheep that can cook. Oh God, this guy, he couldn't stop laughing. The guy started laughing and he couldn't fucking stop. It was beautiful. It was beautiful, and that's all I had to say, because I'm not going to talk about that. I didn't feel like talking about that shit. And so anyway, and every once in a while he would just break out laughing again. Man, it was just awesome. That was funny. I just wasn't interested in talking about the subject, I didn't care. Oh, Rodney, you're so macho. Shut up. I just didn't feel like talking about the subject, and I thought I'd say something funny. It was funny. You may not think it's funny. It was funny. It was funny to him. The guy couldn't stop laughing. He'd stop laughing, and people would be talking about the serious subjects and everything. He'd fucking start laughing again. Made the guy's day. And there were a lot of fucking powerful people at that fucking place. One guy came to me and man, he fucking loved me for some reason. I don't know why, man. He had some issues, and he always liked to talk to me. He was a doctor who was a physician that was dealing with sports injuries. He was the head doctor guy for this freaking professional football team. Kind of a guy. I don't know if that's exactly what it was, but he was an interesting fellow. And the reason I tell you that is because there's a lot of people out there that you think are, highly successful individuals who just really tops in their field and all that. Man, you get them alone, man, they are some incredibly, it's almost like, the guy was talking to me, for crying out loud. He was opening up himself to me. It was like, and you could tell the guy was in some serious freaking misery. Poor fucker. reason I could go there is because I had insurance. I just told my employer I need some drug rehab. And so they paid for the whole thing. I could have gone to the Ford Clinic, but I went there. It was good. It was a good experience. Very good. Learned a lot. The only thing I regret about that is I didn't jump on this one guy's ass. There's a guy in my group. We're all broken up into groups. One guy in my group, he was a young guy. I was 37 or 36, something like that. He was in his 20s. And then they had parent day or some shit. My mother didn't go, but my brother went. Anyway, this one guy, the young guy, he was from someplace, and actually one day he said to me, he asked me about, he said something about servants or some shit like that, like people, maids or something like that, and he was astonished that I didn't have that kind of thing. It was almost like, oh, you don't have servants? Kind of thing, kind of like that. It's so bizarre. And his father and mother were there. And there was another guy there. We called him Case of Dom. Because a case of Dom, because when he got ready to go into drug rehab, when he finally said, okay, fuck it, I'm done, I'm going to go into drug rehab, what he did is he took his credit card and he maxed out his credit card, and one of the things, I think that's what he did, but anyway, he got like a case of Dom Perignon and had a big party for him going into drug rehab, so he drank a fucking case of Dom Perignon, so we called him Case of Dom. So anyway, Case of Dom had a father who was like a butcher, so he was a regular guy, just like me, basically. And this fucking rich son of a bitch, who was the father of the guy who was coming up amazed that I didn't have fucking maize and shit, who was probably the reason that his son was in drug rehab, started in on this guy's father. And the drug rehab thing, man, and the guy started in on the guy's father, Case of Dom's father. In Case of Dom's father, he just got up and left. I should have fucking annihilated that fucker right there. But I didn't. Should have jumped on his ass like I jumped on those smokers. That's the only thing I regretted about that. Because Case of Dom, he wasn't the kind of guy that would fucking jump somebody's ass like that. That guy really pissed me off. It was so inappropriate. Especially for the setting. What the fuck is he jumping on that guy for? I mean, people are there supposedly to support their drug-infested relatives, and the guy's jumping on some guy's dad? I mean, man, I couldn't fucking believe it. But that guy's probably the reason that his son was in drug rehab. There's also another thing that I regretted. I was coming home, and there was no coffee. You couldn't drink coffee at the drug rehab. You could smoke cigarettes till you fucking, till you died of lung cancer, but you couldn't drink coffee. So I went out and got myself a cup of coffee, and I literally felt tingling sensation up and down my spine. I swear, I know it sounds weird, but it's true. And then I was driving back, and I really felt full of energy and, ready to start my new life, So what do? I pick up a hitchhiker. The guy brought me down real quick. That was a good experience for me. It worked fine for about 2 years, and then after about 2.5 years, I had a relapse for about 2.5 months or something like that, and then I went back into outpatient outpatient treatment. They gave me frickin' lithium. I mean, lithium will turn you into a zombie. Literally. My buddy said, man, I was gone. The old me was gone, and I was replaced by the lithium me. I couldn't take that, man. I couldn't take that stuff. It was horrible. But they were experimenting. You know, they were practicing on me. But after that, you know, straight from, I think it was from 89. From 89 until 2000 and, I don't know, 2005 or something. So for about 15 years, 16 years, I was straight. I didn't do any drugs at all. None. Zero. But right now, I mean, that last little episode I had with smoking pot, that fucking cured me, man. I mean, that shit was... I mean, the other episodes were bad, but this last one was real bad. It took me a while to recover. It took me, I don't know how long, just to recover. When I was in drug rehab, it took me 3 weeks to test negative for marijuana, because they give you a blood test. It took 3 weeks before that marijuana got out of my system. I wish there was a freaking place I could get blood that was next door. I'd start giving blood every week. Like 50, 75 bucks a week doing that. Oh, man. I tell you what. But I have to pay that money for my what do you call it, Medicare. So as soon as the freaking football season's over, I'm getting rid of the cable. I have the cable for the Tour de France and for the football season. Fuck it, that's done. And the Tour de France, I can get the whole thing, Tour de France thing on my computer for like $30. So next year I'll be watching the Tour de France on my computer. And football, fuck it, that's it, I'm done. If Tebow's playing, I'm gonna watch it all this next year. And if he's not playing, you know, I might even call him up and cancel, because I'm pretty much done with that. If the only thing I'm getting out of it is those two things, what am I doing that for? I can't watch the news anymore. I cannot watch the news anymore. It's too depressing for me. So I'm paying $70 a month for something I don't even really use. Yeah, you're a genius, Rodney. You're a video genius that is reflected in your fucking real life. I'm Miller Rodney. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.